brought to you by Uganda First.
Hello, welcome to Youth of Purpose, a show that I do believe is going to transform you and make you understand and love Uganda better. My name is Ivan Tumukunde. Welcome to the show. Now, the show is proudly brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Call Office of the President under the theme Uganda First. We remind you to love Uganda with all your heart and put Uganda first in all that you do. That's by loving yourself and loving the people that are around you and putting the interests of Uganda first and being a patriot. Now we always undermine and sometimes misjudge the kids that we meet on the streets, or call them street kids, those young kids that live on the streets, and that's where they survive, that's where they make ends meet. They survive on stealing and on any other, malicious activities. Like, you look at them and we always look at them as useless people. Is that right? I don't think so. And I do believe they also have a story, they have dreams that they've always had and they would wish to come true. Now today we're going to be digging deep into that and understanding how are those kids surviving in this time of a pandemic, in a time of lockdown, when there is nothing going on in the city. The shops they used to probably go and do some work and they get paid. The restaurants they used to go and work and they get food are now closed. How are they surviving, and what has been done probably by the government to make sure that this is provided with a solution? We're going to be talking to the manager, Gender, Youth and Children at KCCA, and she's going to be telling us what KCCA is doing to make sure that these kids are taken care of, but most especially rehabilitated to make sure that their lives never remain the same. Hello, madam.
Hello.
Welcome to Youth of Purpose.
Thank you so much.
Kindly introduce yourself to the viewer.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Tumukunde, for hosting me on this very important topic of talking about the children connected to the streets. Streets never produce children.
Oh yeah.
So they can't be called street children. So they are just children connected to the street, connected in a way of where they sleep, where they work, where they stay during the day, where they pray from. So that's why they are called children in street situation.
Okay.
So it's not that they've really wanted it, or they were born by the street, but they found themselves there because of the situations, maybe at home, where they are supposed to be staying, living and enjoying like other children.
Yeah.
The Uganda National Children's Policy emphasizes that we should promote the welfare of children. As Kampala Capital City Authority, we try, and what we live for and what we work for is to ensure that our Kampala Capital City, the capital of Uganda, is a livable city that is able to provide all opportunities to people that live there. And the directorate that I work with, the Directorate of Gender, Community Services and Production, is concerned with looking after those people in vulnerable situations. Therefore, children in street situations are among those that are vulnerable. When it came to the lockdown on 18th June, the children, like you have ably said, the places where they used to get food, to get where to sleep, to work, those places were locked. And therefore, when they were locked, these children had nowhere to go. And so KCCA, in its mandate and trying to create a livable city, they had to look out for the children in street situations. At first we worked with LOCs, especially the LOC of Chisenyi, and then the division chairperson of Central Division. He helped us to identify those children who are really on the street and struggling, and we want to thank him. We are using different approaches. We love the Scouts approach of using love to pass on the skill. and to model a useful citizen. So that's why we are really in partnership with Uganda Scouts.
And I think that's how it relates to patriotism.
Exactly. Inculcating the spirit of love for the country, for identifying with your Uganda that you found yourself in. All of us did not choose to be in Uganda, but choosing to say, yes, I'm now a Ugandan, how do I fit in and how do I progress and how do I contribute? So it's all of us to train, to guide, and to sensitize communities to accept our parenting role. Church leaders, cultural institutions, government, community should be empowered to go to the communities and mobilize. I like the parish model that they are talking about. But how I wish that the CDOs can be more involved to mobilize and talk about these issues that affect such children. Before we conclude, any other remarks on how these street kids are treated before you even pick them from there, how people misjudge them, in just a conclusion of about 30 seconds? I think all of us as community in the city, we should take responsibility of identifying who is new on the street and try to find out why are they on the street. It should be our responsibility, because when a child comes an 8-year and is just moving alone, I think we should stop giving such children jobs, and instead we should concentrate on asking, why are you on the street? What happened? Where are your guardians? How do I help? How do I support you? I think it should be our responsibility. Thank you so much, Madam Eunice, for speaking to us because of time, but we shall be having you again and again. Now that's Madam Eunice, and now we're going to be listening in to some of the kids that are here for rehabilitation. They'll be sharing with us the experience here and how they think their lives are going to be transformed. Let's have a look.
We are brothers. When I was a kid, my dream was to be a pilot. But when I came here, I think that is not my dream. Because my uncle Success told us that to be a scout, it means many things. When you be a scout, you can save many people in the world. When I understood that, and I heard that to be a scout you can save many people, in my heart I felt many things that what I can do. So finally, my dream, I want to be a scout. I also call upon people to help the children who are on the streets, and also not to mistreat them.
Eshaleta ku street waliwo omusajja yandeeta okunkozesa nga beera saidi z'ennansana. Toli abaana babiri, nze n'omuwala, kati omuwala nga yamujja lwana nga nze yanjijja ntebe. Netandika okutambuza zino baketi zino eza black zino ez'ebbiri. Ate kati Museveni oyasiyewo bino nanga malija sinasengera sola kuliisa mugende mweyiye. Museveni oyasibawo netandika okubira ku street. Kati okutujja ku street tuleeta wano kugundiwa ku Nakivubo bbulu. Nali mazeeko wiiki emu n'ennaku 3. waliwo ebiseera ebyo ngenjala ennuma nga sina kyakulya nga simanyi byakuwenya ng'abalala era mpaka we natandika nembeerawo okwo neranga okuwenja abakale abaana abamu nga balina ekisa nga bampa ku ssente najja wano nga njagala kubeera wa saaluuni naye ku bintu byonna byonna bye bandaze n'asikawuti engeri gye beeyisaamu abakulu n'abaana bonna bendabye wano waliwo omwana gwendabye ayambadde bulungi kati ndabye yeeyisa bulungi kajjasa alabikana bulungi yeeyonja bulijjo kirumbadde kirwanira okuva linajja wano njagala okubeera wa scout nkubiriza bannaffe abali ku street webajja okubajjayo bannanga ba ku street mugume eyo si kkomera abamu bagakomera abamu batoloka n'okutoloka naye eno si kkomera
kituufu mbadde ku street mbonaabonedde ku street bbanga ddene abazadde bo mbalina naye tebanfaako njogera ekituufu tebakkiriza nga buli wamu tebanjagalawo neŋŋamba kanveeyo ewaka nzije nziye obulamu bwange obupya senakayiga kubeera nampisa nakubeera omuntu omukaka ekirooto kyange kusala nviiri ekyoka kyendina
nkaruga Rukunjiri enyiza yiniziremu nkagulya omwaka 2019 antakiza yafa kuyamazire kufa biza baziika kubahereze kuziika nafunawo antu omwe nawe nabeera kunu ya Kampala yanjira tugende Kampala ayina omulimu gwakubasa kunfunirayo ntandike nkore nanye tunayanga konka yanjira mbanze nkore transport wanje mwefunira kuza kundeeta namukora namusya namukubira esimu nija kunakire kunuyo omulimu guyabe anfunire gukagulyo gwo kukora omumpunu natandika nakora nkakorayo emyezi nk'eshatu bansasuraho omwezi gumwe emyezi ebiri bajinyaga nargayo kunarigireyo aho na anti nawe namurgaho natandika kukora ebyanje nagenda naza na tete kunagenze na tete omushizo wabe nankozesa nawe bija bamukwata bamusiba kuba amarizi kubayize kumusiba nayo nargayo aho no inatandikiro kuza street akaruho chari wango wabe nabera street no yantwireho embere yinkureba street embera yo sinungi orusi mubera aho toyine musente nonda kurya nonda kunywa nonda kuzwara tine horaze kurara ebikurjure empendera yebyo byona no hendero tanchiro kusara abantu esha ebintu ebinkozere bitari birungi enambe nyingi mbe ninchira kwiba nkaba abana okishanga nko mwana wamahuri narga kukora esente zone ziyarga kukora uzumwibaho konkana wetize ni wachumya wazumwiba uri kuchumanya kunu yayituri baheta kazi camping ground ekiba turetireyo nyo ninjira ngwensonge mwiba turetireyo batwihire kuriya tutaka kwato oburwire obo buruho batureta hanuya nekiba kutwegesa tubere hamwe kare nk'abana bamwe twemanyi ikinyegereho okuhereza uko abantu ekitinisa abantu bakora bakusinga emyaka.
So kati njagala kumanya how do you come here to Kazi? How do you get off the streets? How were these people able to find you and put you together?
These people, they find me there Chisenyi. They collected all the kids of Chisenyi. They told them to go there to Nachivugo. Then me, they find me there at the bus terminal.
So bajja babayita ne babagamba
batuyita tugende ku Nachivugo. Yes, tukiramu nenzija.
Kiki wandyagadde government ekkolere okusobola okutuukiriza ekirooto kyo?
Government nandyagadde enkolere. Ba siri wakati nti njagala kudaaka. Nyambe kimu enyongereyo kusomere bwa mechaniking bwange.
Okay.
Kosi yange ntandikeko njimalirize. Era naabe nyambye nnyo n'ekirala. Nyambe ekintu kimu abaana bali ku street nganze. Baddeyo waka. Babataasi wakiri.
Naye abamu tebaagala kuddayo waka.
Kuba nange era saali saagala. Era ne kakati. Beera eri wano. Nagala nzireyo waka. Nga kuno ninako banti oba mwana wange kuno ninako mukazi wange sometimes nga n'ebintu ebyalendeetedde bazadde bange sagala kuddayo buzinga bwe nti mutuzizaayo omwana bavudde ku street sibyagala kuba ne muzadde wange omutima gyagamba era mumuziza agala nzireyo nga nkyuse oba nga nfuse muzadde
wasemba ddi okwogera n'abafamireyo oludde baali bakunoonyezaako ne bajja nga babuuza nti omwana waffe aliwa ekyo kikuyisa kitya
si bulungi kuba waliwo omuntu gwe mpita maama naye olwampita ati mutabani mpulira essanyu
okuwulira ng'omuntu yakuyise mutabani
kyokka kimpuliriza kuba kusiri teri akuyita mutabani ate akuyita kifeesi akuyita muddu
nga bw'owulidde all he needs is someone to say mutabani naye awulire ng'omutima gukkakkanye. Therefore, let's support these kids, get them off the streets, help them to get rehabilitated. That's what's happening here right at Kazi, where all these street kids are getting rehabilitation and preparing them to be able to achieve their dreams. I believe you can also give a hand to make sure that they achieve their dreams. Now we're going to be talking to a number of caretakers who are training these kids and who organized this kind of rehabilitation and making sure that these kids are put together during this time of the pandemic, during this time of the lockdown, where they don't have where to get food, when they are not doing anything. Let's go in for these interviews and then we'll be right back. We're still here live in Kazi at the camping site where, as I told you, street kids have been brought for rehabilitation and to be kept during this time of COVID-19 lockdown, where they have nothing to eat on the streets, but mostly to change their lives and be able to become responsible citizens. Like I told you, they have dreams, they are human, and they also have soft hearts like us. Now I'm going to be talking to the scouts who are organizing this and taking care of these street kids to tell us why they are here and what they are doing with them. Hello.
Hello.
Kindly introduce yourself and tell us what's taking place here.
Yeah, my name is Jethro Caroline. I am Assistant Chief Commissioner in charge Community Development and Projects, Uganda Scouts Association.
Okay.
And here with me are some beautiful young scouts.
I see.
They are female.
Okay.
Scouting is for both male and female. So don't get worried that we are scouts and yet we are female.
So how do scouts come into the issue of street kids?
Now, as the scouts, it's our responsibility to help other people at all times. And this is a time of COVID-19. KCCA came into response. They were saying, as scouts, before even COVID-19 came, we had a plan with them to rehabilitate the street kids.
Okay.
But time came now when everyone was locked down. And the only people who were locked out were the streets.
Yes.
And we're asking, how are these people going to eat? How will they socialize? How will they space themselves? That is the social distancing.
Oh, yeah.
How will they get a mask? How will they get a food, the food? They have been stealing food. They have been doing things, sort of things, to get something to eat. But now, as scouts, we also joined with KCCA. It is what they call KCCA emergency response to COVID-19.
Yeah.
And now we are also saying scouting emergency response to COVID-19.
Wow.
So we picked these young people from Nakivuvo Blue. Why? Because the other place was very small for them. They didn't have a recreation center. They could not move freely.
I don't believe they even had information about COVID-19.
Even they didn't have enough information of COVID-19. But as young people and the scouts, we had to reach out to them. First of all, we started with sensitizing them while they were there. Our scouts went there. They took them through scouting fundamentals. They sensitized them on COVID-19. They sensitized them on discipline and very many other things. So later on, we brought them here to National Campsite Kazi.
Oh yeah.
As we celebrate our Africa Scouts Jamboree, which is just next 29th of this month. It's starting actually this month. We are saying, how are scouts reaching out there? We as scouts are saying, let us help these young people who don't have anything.
Fellow Ugandans.
Who are Ugandans, who don't have anything. Let us bring them here. So when we brought them here, we have given them a home. That is the first thing.
Okay.
The home where they can sleep, they can move freely, they have no oppression, they have nothing disturbing them, they are at peace. 2, we partnered with other organizations, those ones which are child focused. There are so many, I may not list one of them, because if I mention all of them, the others, if I forget, will complain. They are child focused organizations partnering with KCC and the Scouts to see that these children survive in this time of COVID-19. They provided them with food, with clothing, with medical care, and so on. So everything a child needs at home is here in Kazi. And now as Scouts, we are saying, let us now take them through some skills which can be of importance to them. And after the skilling them, together with the social workers, I know the social workers some of them take them through spiritual and then life skills and other skills. Even the Scouts, we have taken them through scouting skills. We are going to take them through skills like liquid soap making, chalk, candle making, and these young girls you see here, they are going to take them through tailoring. For the groups that want to learn how to tailor, we have machines, and I'm going to take you there, and you see those machines. The street kids are willing, they want to learn. Many of them really want to become Scouts. They have confessed they want to become Scouts because they have seen what Scouts can do and what Scouts are. As Scouts out there, please, I am asking you to reach out. We are the emergency group they are talking about. It's not only health workers who the president talked about that are an essential team. We are Scouts, and Scouts are essential team in every community where you are. I am advocating for you to reach out to fellow Ugandans. Please sensitize them. COVID-19 is true. It is real. It is there. It has come. It is our role as Scouts to reach out to our communities, to speak to them in the languages they understand. We are Scouts all over Uganda. So scouting is in all over Uganda, all the districts of Uganda. Please, can you reach out to every corner, to your communities, speak to them about COVID-19 and tell them it is very real. Sensitize them. Let them know that they need to wash hands. They need to put on masks. They need to social distance. They need to stay at home, not to move up and down. Please, as Scouts, we are also part of the social workers. Let us go out there and speak about scouting. Then these young people that were brought, the street kids, these organizations who are working with us are ready to take over part of them, to see that they rehabilitate them until the time we can take them back to their families. Thank you very much. I am Caroline, speaking from Kazi National Scout Camp.
Thank you so much, Karen. So what is going to happen aftermath? If the lockdown is lifted, are these kids going to go back to the streets? Those ones that will not be picked up by the organizations that are here, what are you going to do to the kids?
No, as Scouts, I say this is a family. We are a family that takes care. Before even these street kids came, we had street kids here in Kazi, and we have been keeping them here. Some of them have already graduated from where we're calling them street kids, we call them Scouts. And Scouts, we are brothers and sisters. So we shall also, as Scouts, make an effort to see that we support those ones. But still, with the support of those other organizations, we can keep them safe.
What are you doing to make sure that these street kids, with all that they go through, still have the feeling and love for the country, Uganda, and to be patriots?
One, first of all, we take them through fundamentals of scouting. As Scout, if you look at the laws of scouting, they teach them to love one another, that is first, to respect each other. At the end of the day, to be patriotic. We want to train them as Scouts that even if you're out there, love your country. Because now, if they didn't love their country, some of us would not even have identified them from the streets. So they are asking, who are these people really, who have thought of us? in this time of need.
Oh, yeah.
So if we have thought about them, if KCCA has thought about them, if these child organizations have thought about them, then they must also know there's something good of the country. Apart from being in the street, they have also learned being in the street is difficult.
Oh, yeah.
And they have also shared with us their experiences, and they have also seen how enjoyable Kazi is and how enjoyable staying at home is, and the food they eat so far.
True.
They have felt that this food is tasty and it is taking us back home.
Okay.
So they are learning so many lessons.
Yes.
They have learned a lesson in the street, they are learning a lesson in Kazi, and they will also learn a lesson wherever they are
And
going.
become better
And
Ugandans,
better
definitely.
Ugandans.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for speaking to us, and thank you to the Scouts for the initiative to take care of fellow Ugandans. They are street kids, but these are Ugandans, and if taken care of, this is the human capital that a country like Uganda can base on to develop. These can be the future doctors, the pilots. Like you've seen, many of them have dreams, and I do believe there is a chance their dreams can come true. We'll be right back. You are still watching Youth of Purpose, a patriotism show that is here to make you well understand Uganda, but also participate and contribute to the development of this country. Now we're talking about the issue of rehabilitating street kids, and now we want to relate it to patriotism. Hello, Mr. Kamia, welcome to Youth of Purpose.
Thank you, thank you.
Kindly introduce yourself and let us know how this rehabilitation of the street kids and taking care of them during this time of the lockdown, how does it relate to patriotism?
Well, it is very important to have this kind of rehabilitation of these street children because we feel they are all Ugandans, and every Ugandan needs to benefit from this country. So as a way of showing love for our children and showing love for our country, it was very necessary for us now to partner with KCCA and withdraw these children, which we looked at as neglected children, based on their nature of living. We needed them to be transformed into useful Ugandans. And because of that, we have tirelessly put effort together to see that these children are really transformed. We have a number of activities which really attract them to be patriotic, to love their country. Some of them is preserving the environment, as you have seen around. Most of them we are planting trees as a sign of really showing love to the nature, and some of them we are able to recycle these wastes. They use them to make them useful materials after use. So we feel when we have these youth for a longer time, they will be equipped with enough skills, and they will use those skills to earn a living. They will use those skills even to develop love for themselves and the country at large. That is how we are in for this project.
Okay.
Thank you.
So where do you get the support to be able to take care of these kids here at Kazi?
Well, some staff come from well-wishers. As you are aware that these scouts here are voluntary organization, and scouts keep on creating friends. So out of those friends, some donate some funds, others donate in kind support, others donate real materials, and we are able to cope up like that. Now, in partnership with the KCCA, they have also tried to look here and there to bring more partners on board. Some are able to donate food, and all those resources are able to transform these children. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamia. Kamia is the commandant, Kazi Scouts Camping Grounds, and that's where all these street kids that were picked from Kampala streets have been brought to be rehabilitated taught life skills that can enable them to transform and also be important Ugandans and also love and enjoy their country. My name is Ivan Tumukunde, and this show is proudly brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Corps Office of the President. They are the ones that facilitate this show for us to be able to bring you all this and the issues that do concern mostly the young people, but also instilling the values and norms of patriotism into the young people to love and also understand their country. It's been a very, very good episode today, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.
Youth of Purpose, brought to you by